Howdy, howdy, everybody. It is Travel Talk Tuesday with Lauren, and I am here to talk to you about pricing. So, did you know that there are differences in pricing, and depending on when you book, depends on the price that you get. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. So again, my name is Lauren, and I'm here to talk to you, give you some insider tips, answer your travel questions. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments so that I can answer those for you, either while we're live or be able to message you those answers. And if you're watching, then give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, let me know that you're here. Where you're watching from would be awesome. And if you're watching the replay, then give me a hashtag replay and put where you're watching from. And again, if you have questions, drop them in the comments and we will look forward to answering those for you. So today we're going to talk about when is the best time to book. So with airlines, they have what is called dynamic pricing and fare classes. So this is some things that most people don't know. Every flight has multiple tier prices. It's kind of like different buckets. So for example, your first 10 seats might be the lowest price. The next 20 seats might be a little bit higher, and the last seats are going to be the highest depending on demand. So those seat prices are going to change over time depending on the demand. And this is one thing that the airline algorithm tracks the behavior. It tracks that demand. How many people are searching for these flights? How fast are the seats filling up? How long is it until departure time? So if a flight is filling up quickly, then those prices are going to jump. If it's filling up slowly, then the prices may take a temporary dip. And then if you wait till the last minute and there's hardly any seats left, the prices are going to be higher. So you need to find that sweet spot window, and your travel advisor can help you do that. So why does this matter? Well, if you book too early, the prices have not adjusted yet to the demand. So you won't get the best price. And if you book too late, well, then the cheaper seats and the best seats are going to be gone. So you need to find that middle window, because these flights are priced in layers. So as seats get booked, the cheaper ones go first. They disappear, the best ones, the window seats, those kinds of things. So it's not just random, but they start. So now if you go to a cruise line, this is going to be different for a cruise line. Cruise lines is going to be very different, but those windows for the best booking, again, your travel advisor is going to know that. Booking a flight, say if you book 3 to 6 months out, you're probably not going to see those best prices. If you book 1 to 3 months out, you're going to probably see the better prices, the adjusted prices. And if you book like the last 2 weeks before, you're going to get the high demand prices. So when you book, will actually make a difference in the kind of prices that you are going to see. Too early, you don't get the adjustments on what the demand is in that algorithm. Middle ground would be 1 to 3 months, and then the highest will probably be that last minute. So, but with cruises, it's going to be a little bit different. The cruises are going to actually start with a lower price and increase as cabins sell. So you want to get in on a cruise at the beginning, because those are going to be the best prices. You're going to get the best inventory as far as being able to find the cabin that you want, because those kind of things are going to sell out quickly. And then later on, they may add promotions towards the end, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're saving money. So cruises will reward early planners and not the last minute buyers, because they want to fill up the ship early. They want to optimize and maximize their profit in filling up the ship early. So last minute isn't really what it used to be. Before, when there was unsold inventory, that could mean big discounts. but not so anymore because they have a higher demand at the beginning that there are fewer unsold cabins. So there's fewer last minute deals. Now, a lot of people still think that if they wait till last minute, they're going to get good deals, but it really means that you have fewer options and higher prices. So don't do that. Now, resort packages, this is another thing. Pricing is based on occupancy. It's based on seasonality. It's based on demand patterns. And it could be based on, those peak seasons, which are spring break, holidays, summer, any kind of major events that are going on. Those are going to be higher rates for those things. Now, the prices will drop during what we call shoulder season, and this is in between those times. And so anytime the kids are out of school, those are basically going to be your higher prices for almost anything, because that's when the majority of people are traveling. So just know that when you want to take your kids and go on a vacation, it is going to be a higher price. Summer, spring break, winter break. Now, if you go during times that the kids are not out of school, the prices are more likely going to be cheaper unless there's some kind of event or something going on. So how do you find the best travel deals? Well, one, check with your advisor, your travel advisor, because they're going to get those deals in their inbox. They're going to know these things ahead of time. So if you want to go somewhere, then start planning with your travel advisor so that they can advise you on if you're needing to get it within a certain budget, when that would be a good idea to go. Now, of course, a lot of times we don't have the option on planning the time that we go because work, because kids' schedules, things like that. But if you're not having to work around a kid's schedule or time off or whatever, and you have more flexibility, then your travel advisor can probably save you more money by showing you when the best time is to go and helping you book at that best time in that window that I was talking about, or know if there's something major going on. So a friend of mine, I booked a client going to Paris, and I come to find out that there was going to be a big marathon going on a particular weekend. So I was able to let them know that ahead of time so that they could avoid being there during that marathon time when a bunch of streets were going to be closed and things like that. And I was able to let them know that on certain days, certain things are closed. So they don't just get there and go, okay, we want to go do this today, and come to find out it's closed. So a travel advisor is really able to be there to benefit you without it costing you extra. Because if you know me and you've heard me before, and one of my travel tips is that commissions are already included in that price you're paying. So why not get the service that goes with that extra price? Any consumer is going to pay into a commission for a travel advisor. Rather, the travel advisor is actually an online platform such as Travelocity or Expedia. They are the travel agent. They get paid to allow you to book everything yourself and give you no service whatsoever. So since those are already there, go ahead and use that travel advisor. Save yourself time and headache, and just reach out to me, reach out to travel advisors, and allow them to do all that work for you. So going on, again, if you are just joining us, put in the comments where you're joining us from. I would love to know. If you're watching the replay, put replay and where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments so that we can either answer them today on a different episode, or I can private message you with those answers. If you are looking at some kind of vacation, honeymoon, any kind of thing like that, let me know and I will be glad to help you. But moving on, so finding those best deals, sometimes cheap versus best value is different. So the travel industry, such as airline tickets, I was just looking at airline tickets last night. They want to show you the base price, the price that it costs with without picking your seat. Now, sometimes that might not be a big deal to somebody, but if you're traveling in a group or a family, you usually want to be able to pick your seats. Or if you need to go to the bathroom all the time, maybe you want an aisle seat. Or maybe if you're just uncomfortable with not being able to see out the window. So there might be times you actually want to pick those seats, but your base price they're going to show you, that lowest price, is going to be without picking your seat. It's going to be without any luggage because that's going to be extra. So those base fares are going to be without any checked bag, seat selection, priority boarding. All that stuff is going to be extra. So depending on what you want your experience to be, if you look up Google Flights and it says, oh, flight is, $189. Well, don't forget to include, if you want to pick your seat, add maybe another $50 to $100. If you want to be able to add baggage and take checked bags, add another $40 to $80 per bag, depending on the airline company. And some of them may even charge you for carry-on baggage. And then, of course, if you want Wi-Fi, a lot of times they'll charge you for that. So know what these things are, and because it's not included in those base prices. So, and then, for example, best deals for cruises. Always know, again, what is included and what is not. Now, cruises usually have food, room, and entertainment always included, but they may not have Wi-Fi included. You may have to pay extra. Most cruises, you have to pay extra for Wi-Fi. Most cruises, you have to pay extra for specialty dining. Most cruises, you have to pay extra for soda and a drink package like that. That's not even alcohol. And alcohol is always extra. Now, there are some cruises that some of these extra things are included in the price. One of my favorites is one that I went on, and I'll be happy to share with you if you want to find one that has more things included, because not all cruise lines are the same. The majority do things very similar, but I know one cruise line specifically that does not. It does it completely different. A lot more things are included in their base prices. So now talking about resorts, what's included in an all-inclusive resorts? Well, usually your food and drinks are included, but there may be upgrades if you want specialty restaurants to be included, if you want alcohol to be included, if you want excursions, spa things, that's all going to be extra. So know what's included so that you get the best price or the best deal. Because by the time you add these things in, what seemed to be a good price may not be. So sometimes it's not about finding a cheaper option, but it's about putting together a trip the right way. And of course, again, your travel advisor will be able to help you with that. So demand-based pricing, prices increase when demand increases and when inventory decreases. And that's with everything. So travel pricing is not fixed, but it moves based on demand. Just like hotels, flights, even concert tickets. The more demand, the higher the price. So get in early when demand is low, and you may get a better price that way. Now, you can also have your travel advisor package things for you. When you package a flight and a hotel, a lot of times you do get better pricing that way, and your travel advisor can package things for you. So ask them about that. So because sometimes the lowest price isn't actually the best deal, but it depends on what's included, what's not, and what you want your experience to be. So my role as a travel advisor is not always to find the cheapest price, but the best overall experience and best deal for your money. So what do you want included? You want Wi-Fi included. You want to pick your seat. You want specialty restaurants included. So those things are going to be a different price, but we can bundle things together and we can help you find the best deal for your money, and not always what seems to be the cheapest price is not always going to be the best experience. So keep that in mind. So some of these things, people do not realize that the cheapest option is not always the best deal. Everything is not always included. Know what's included and what's not. Know when to book those things depending on season, depending on school schedules, depending on earlier the better a lot of times, because you're going to have better inventory choices, probably get better deals because they want to book up faster in the beginning, and then price increases as inventory decreases. So I want you to tell me, have you ever booked something cheap and then find out that it actually ended up costing more? I know I have. Now, do you usually wait to book last minute, or do you book early? So booking early is always going to give you better options. So what matters to you most? Is it the price or is it the experience? Because those are actually two different things. The price may be cheap, but the experience not so good. The experience may be amazing, but the price is not going to be the very cheapest. So those are my tips for today. If you would like a copy of these for yourself, then just drop in the comments guide and I can send you a copy of this information. Again, let me know where you're watching from, because I would love to know where you're tuning in from. So I hope to see you next Tuesday for Travel Talk Tuesday between the times of noon and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time is when you can find me going live. Right now on my personal profile, until I can get more likes and followers on my Instagram, on my YouTube, on my pages, because I do have Signature Destination page. And when I am able to have enough followers, then I can go live over on those as well. But for now, I'll just be sharing it over there so that you can actually find it there too. If you have any questions, any travel related questions that you want answers to, drop them in the comments or message me anytime, and we will put those in our next episode, or I will private message you the answer. And if you're looking to book travel, let me know and I can help you find the best experience for your money. So until next Tuesday, happy travels.